Before we start, just understand this is not a signal service. Everything you see here is for educational purposes only. Trading involves risk, and the goal here is not to follow trades, it's to learn the process behind them.
Good morning, and welcome to I'm the Trader Capital Live Trading for Law. We are live. It's Friday, May 15th. First and foremost, all glory to the Most High God. Let's bow our heads for a quick prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for your grace and your mercy. We thank you for another opportunity to try again, to learn and grow in these markets. Father, we ask that your will be done today as it is in heaven. Father, I ask that you give us the heart of a giver and make us a lover of our neighbor. Please let me not lead anyone that listens to me astray, but use me as a vessel to bring your children back onto you. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Can the church say amen? Amen. Let's begin. Before we jump into the charts, I just want to say this. There was a time I used to sit down on the charts with no real plan, jumping between strategies, losing, blowing accounts, second guessing every entry, and honestly just hoping that the trade would work. And that's where most traders are today, not because they're not capable, but because they don't have a structured process. The biggest pitfalls that causes traders to fail is that they have no knowledge on money, they don't know how to lose, they don't know how the markets operate, and they don't have a winning model. 90% of traders fail, all 90% are plagued with one or more of these pitfalls. Today, I'm going to show you the 3 pillars that every trader must have in their trading to survive and thrive in the financial markets, so you can join the 10% who succeed and fast track your way to the top 1% of the wealthiest people on this planet. It's called the 10% to 1% club. Let's go. Woo! But before we dive deep into the 3 core pillars, when you step into this arena, on this battlefield, you must first have 2 crucial realizations. Realization number 1, trading is war. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is the hardest thing that you'll ever do in your life. Realization number 2, all traders are money managers. As a trader, your ability to manage money is vital to your survival in this industry and in life as we know it. Most traders think that success in the markets comes from finding the perfect strategy or catching the biggest moves. But the reality is, trading success is built on 3 core pillars. First is money and mindset. This is the foundation of success. Then is risk management. This is the holy grail of trading. This is what will keep you in the game long after everybody else has quit. And lastly, we have trading edge. This is where all traders start. I know this because this is where I started. That's why in today's session, we're going to hone in on your trading edge. Now, everything that we do here is built around one thing, and that is confidence in your trading edge. And at I'm the Trader Capital, our confidence comes from 3 things. First, it comes from understanding how the market actually operates. Not what social media says, but how money truly moves. Second is having one trader model. One model with IPDA signatures that we trust and execute on a consistent basis. Third is having a plan and a process, because without a plan and a process, you're just reacting to price and you're winging it each and every time. And this right here, this session, this is where we focus on the 3rd piece, the process. So many people lose confidence in trading and in life because they simply don't have a plan. There's no process they're following. There's no procedures and protocols that they're abiding by. They literally are just winging it. And they wonder why they can't get consistent. They wonder why there's ups and downs in their equity curves. They literally can't figure it out. The uncertainty of not knowing exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, why and when you're doing it in the market will cause you to fail in trading. Confidence and certainty are key if you want to be successful in trading, and it's your responsibility as the trader, as the analyst, as the fund manager. It's your responsibility to attain that confidence, not only in your model, but also in your processes. So what I want to do right now real quickly is I want to share with you the process that we teach all our analysts at I'm the Trader Capital, and then we'll see that process live in action. This is the 3-step trading process. Step 1, condition. This is where we determine our bias. Before we even think about entering a trade, we need to know the market program. Are we in a buy program or sell program? This is where the market shows its hand. Then we have step 2, stage. This is what sets up your trade and what does your trade look like. There are 2 types of trades, retracement setups and continuation setup. Then we have step 3, execution. This is how you're going to enter, manage, and close the trade. At Am the Trader Capital, we have 4 entry criteria before executing. I'm not here to force trades. I'm here to execute my plan step by step in real time. All right, let's get into the live trading flow. Now, as you're watching, don't just look for entries. Pay attention to the process behind the entries, because this is what will get you into the 10% of traders who succeed. And if you want to go further to the 1%, well, that's where we break down all 3 pillars inside of the program. I used to think that winning trades built confidence, but it's not the wins. It's knowing exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it, and why you're doing it before, during, and after each trade. And that is what we're building here. Let's begin with our daily trading processes. All right, weekly program. Weekly target going to this week is 3% mental check-in. Feeling generally okay, all right? Excited to see what price action has in store for us today. Excited to continue to grow, all right, and get 1% better. I feel like this week I've seen growth, well, from the previous 2 weeks, everything just came together, and this week has just been the result of everything that I've done, just an amalgamation of every day showing up and just doing the same thing. It's been incredible. So excited to see what Friday, May 15th have in store for us today. All right, let's go ahead and continue with the process. Acknowledge risks. I accept that trading comes with real risk and that losing is part of the battle. All right, I think I said that wrong. I understand that trading comes with real risk and that losing is part of the problem, is part of the battle. It's not I accept. I also accept it, but I understand. All right, news. All right, it's Friday, May 15th, Friday. TGIF. We had medium impact news come out at 8:30. We have high impact news that came out at 9:15 when we kicked off. Okay, so we have news today, making it an optimal day to take a trade. Risk going into today, we're at a 0.25 of account size, and we have a max of 0.75 on the day per account. Okay, weekly program going to this week is a buy program. Let's go ahead and review price action overnight, all right, to see if anything's happened to change our weekly program. And then we'll continue with our 3-step trading process live in the flesh. Ooh, the market tanked last night, huh? Okay, so now this is a conundrum, because this is something that I haven't actually put a procedure and protocol in place. So this is interesting actually. So now I have to start collecting data on this. Now I want to see Tuesday's low, all right, get taken, and that will flip our bias, all right, just because we already ran through Monday's low and came back above it. Now we're back at the low, so I want to see this low get taken before I flip my bias for now. Okay, but this is great. I'm happy that this is happening now. So now we have to figure out what will happen. What's the next step, right? If this, then that. If this happens, then what are we going to do, right? So for now, we'll stick to our weekly program of being in the buy program, okay, until Tuesday's low is taken. So let's go ahead and adjust our higher time frame ranges. Let's get previous day. We also do have this daily low down here. All right, let's begin. Let's go into it. Look like we're gonna have one down close candle this week. Depend on how today closes. Depends on how today closes. Let's see how yesterday finished. I took one trade in the PM session. It was a What would it have been? Because it was in the Bible. It was a retracement sale. It didn't even give me the opportunity to set my limits. It just tanked. I had to just buy out while it was hitting the fib extensions, or I was hitting my targets. This was it. This was it. Was during the macro. Shocker. Anyway, we came up into, it was lunch session, open range, sell side. All right, we took buy side above it, dropped down, market structure shift back below it. All right, this was a continuation sell setup right here. I got in, and yeah, like I said, there was a lot going on, so I just had to just buy out as price was dropping, because it was dropping pretty quick, and that was pretty much the only trade of the PM session. It kept going down, but at my current management style, okay, it would have come and taken me out at break even somewhere, I believe. No, here, no, it would have come and taken me out at after negative 2.5, because stock would be here, and this one would have come and smashed us out, and giving us another opportunity as well during a macro 350 macro. Then I believe we've been tanking since then. Oh, so that was a setup. Woo-wee. Ooh. Too bad we don't hold overnight. It's alright. It's still fun to watch how it played out. But you know, the three big risk, right? We don't want to be part of that. Gap risk, black swan events can happen overnight. We don't want no parts of that. You feel me? Let's get into it though. Step one, so we just went over condition. All right, determine bias. In order to do that, all right, we must first identify our dealing range. In order to do that, okay, we go from 12 a.m. to current price action. Note the lowest low to highest high. Oh my goodness, I was so good yesterday. Yesterday, I remember that it's not the fibs. Lowest low to highest high. This will give us our dealing range. And we're just waiting for one side to get taken. That will let us know our condition for the day. Above dealing range is the high is right at midnight open. So we open and just didn't have a wick or nothing. Okay. Above we have Asia session buy side, we have PM session buy side, and we have previous daily high, which is also in line with 20-day high as potential draws on liquidity. Below price we have AM session sell side from Wednesday. We have Asia session sell side from Tuesday, and we have PM session sell side from Tuesday as well, and lunch session sell side. Got a lot of sell side there on me. We're ready for kickoff. Do-do-do-do-do. We'll get one more and then be enough for today. Ding 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 da, ding 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 da. 9:30 kickoff. 9:30 opening bell. We are kicking off right now. Decent size open range gap. We love this gap right here. It's above price. Okay, so that means we gap down. So we have a discount gap down. Obviously, price been tanking. A tanker. Nothing for us to do here. 9:30, opening bell. We're patiently waiting for one side of our dealing range to get taken to establish a condition, and then we anticipate a stage. We're either going to get in a retracement setup or we're going to get in a continuation setup, right? Depending on what the market gives us. But those are our two trades. Two types of trades. There's only two. The, under, twat, cat, sing, sang. Yo, I did French for 4 years. How come I don't remember anything? What if proof answer? What? He did? What, he drop an album? What, 3 albums? Wow! What he been? That's why he been hiding, huh? He been busy cooking up. Damn, I didn't even get through Chris Brown's album. Now I got 3 more albums to listen to of Drizzy. What? Hold on. There's a lot going on right now. I don't usually get overstimulated, but what? 3 albums? Iceman. I only see Iceman on here though. Oh shit. Oh shit. What's this? Habiti? What the fuck? How you say that? Whoa, 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 whoa. Maid of Honor. Iceman. Habibti. Oh my goodness. This is a lot of songs to listen to. Damn. I literally just found out that Chris Brown dropped an album. And now Drake just went ahead and dropped 3 motherfuckers on their ass. And all these videos coming out. Oh wow, he's been busy cooking. He's been in the lab cooking. Love that for him. My rock is like, you know, it's smaller than Patrick's and SpongeBob. I go under there and me not know nothing. Oh wow, this is a whole lot. 3 albums. Damn, all at once. Shit me. know what that means? We gotta get 3 good trades today to match Drake's energy. Something with 3 today has to happen. Oh, let me set an alert. This thing is so like, it's so aggy. It just be sending alerts when it's entering. I said exiting. Nothing to do so far. We are waiting. All right. Ooh, we're back below previous week's high. We're back also below weekly open price for the week. So it's looking like it's gonna be a down close week this week. If we close below this line right here, it's definitely gonna be a down close week. We need one of those, man. We need one of those because this bitch been going higher and higher. Why did it put cursors on the LMAO laughing my ass off? You have to send me a voice note how you say that the third album. Habibti. I think I got it. Habibti. Yeah. Habibti. Okay, well now we're gonna have to have a listening party. We're gonna have to have a listening party. Yeah. We're gonna have to have a listening party. First, Chris Brown, because I didn't finish it. I heard like. That's how you say it though, Habibti. Habibi. How do you say it? Send me a voice note. I want to hear how you say it. Habibti. Habibti. We're gonna have a listening party. Can't do it on here because if I post on YouTube, that shit gone. Copyright strike on my ass. But here, I think is the Wild Wild West. You can do whatever you want. But YouTube is just too regulated, man. Why do you do that? I'm not saying I own the songs. It's just in the background playing. You know what I mean? Golly. So Habibti's got 11 songs. Habibti has 11 songs. Iceman has 18 songs. Maid of Honor has 14 songs. Let's do the math. Let's do quick math. 11 add 14 add 18. Yeah. 43 songs. Woo-wee. Chris Brown's album has about 27 songs in one album, which is freaking crazy. Hold on. Sea breezy. Yeah, 27 songs. God damn. That's a lot of songs to get through. That's a whole lot of songs, man. Alright, let's hear this then. We're about to hear Bipti. Let me turn this bitch up. Why is it playing in bits?
Habibti.
Habibti. Oh, okay. Alright. We see you. Okay. You can read or whatever. Habibti. I wonder what that means. Let's look it up. Probably got something to do with like Arabs or something, innit? It sounds Habibi. Oh, it was the first word that came up. Habibti, pronounced Habibti, is an Arabic. I freaking knew it. What did I say? It's an Arabic term of endearment that translates to my love, my darling, or my dear. Of course, Drake. When he dropped this last night or what? Like, Habibti, my love, my darling, my dear. It's Friday. TGIF. TGIF. This when motherfuckers get stupid. They get stupid. Go stupid. Go crazy. Habibi is definitely about a girl. You know Drake. Knowing Drake, we should have just figured it out off the bat. We should have just knew it off the bat. Yeah. Go stupid. Go crazy. It's Friday. TGIF. We're in here. I'm gonna start doing segments. I'm gonna start doing segments. Mondays and Fridays will be money and mindset. Monday and Fridays. Tuesday is gonna be trading edge Tuesdays, and Wednesday is gonna be risk management Wednesdays. Thursday we throw it back, and I ain't talking about throwbacks. Throwing that ass back. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This is a professional show. This is professional. All right. See, we didn't get no alert there. No alert going on. We're taking daily range sell side. All right. Our daily session program. Oh, yeah. 10 hours later, has been confirmed as a sell program, which is going against our weekly program. But then again, we're back at the low of Monday's range. Oh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to backtest that and see how we're gonna move forward. What's gonna be the procedure and protocol in place for that? Early bird catches the early worm. All right. Focus. Focus, focus, focus. Focus, focus, focus. Habibti. That's definitely joining the what's the word I'm looking for? My word bank of words that I say. Start calling all the females Habibti. All right, Habibti. Yes, my love. Not all. Yikes. As a term of endearment, in it. Nothing, any other thing. So get your minds out the gutter. All right, so now we've established our condition, right? We're on to step 2, stage, types of trades, right? We can either have a retracement set up or we can have a continuation set up. Right now, I'm not seeing... For a continuation, all right, I want to see a short-term low taken below external liquidity. Okay. What? No. Rewind. For retracement, okay, I want to see a short-term low taken below the external liquidity, which is dealing range sell side. All right, then I want to see a market structure shift back above external liquidity. That will confirm a retracement setup. For continuation setup, I want to see buy side get taken, all right, above external liquidity, and then a drop down back below external liquidity and market structure shift back below. So we're going to have this confirmed as a swing low in less than 30 seconds. So that's the stage, right? This is what sets up the stage of our trade, or of our type of trade. If we take this high and drop and take this low, I'll be interested in a continuation sell. Right now, that will be in line with our session program, right? It's a continuation where we're assuming, or I don't want to say assuming, but we always anticipate price to continue in the direction of the side that it took. Okay, so since we took sell side, I'm anticipating price to continue going lower. All right, now my draw on liquidity would be these relative equal lows below price. Came close to it, left more relative equal lows. All right, more relative equal lows, just increasing the probability of price potentially hitting this. But we don't do nothing until the price action confirms it, right? Right now it's just what we anticipate. We wait for the market to tell us, yes, okay, he was anticipating this, and that's what's happening. Habibti. I'm start calling Naz Habibti. Only when she behaves. Only when she behaves, I'll call her Habibti. This is a big ass range though. We're gonna be one contract, Larry. Barely, if it even gives it to us. God damn. Yeah, it's not even giving us a contract here. We can't even be one contract, Larry. So there will be nothing for us to do. But so far, nothing yet, though. Nothing yet. Just because we establish a condition don't mean we jump straight into it. Alright, we still wait for the market to show his hand, give us a hint, hint, nudge, nudge. This is where we're going, this is what we're doing, this is what's happening. Oh, inside the range, we do have London session buy side, inside dealing range. Oh, hey. Almost lost my ghetto mic. Don't give up on me. We're gonna make it through together, right? Until we get to the top, me and this ghetto mic. We're gonna make it. Alright, alright. Let me see. Let's go on hourly and see. Alright. Do it. Go crazy, go stupid. Keep me posted on the trade. A retracement of the 1 hour, this 1 hour order block here, I'm assuming from Tuesday, 7 p.m. Yes. Oh, wait. Oh, was it daily order block, daily OB? Daily OB. One contract. Okay. We're going straight for 1 to 2, yeah? Habibti. Oh, 9 a.m. Wednesday. Oh, this one? So you still regard it as an order block even though we traded through the... Okay, I mean, yeah, it hasn't taken the low. I was thinking this order block, but... Either way, you're in there. Retracement setup. Let's make sure Habibti behaves in this trade, you know? It'll be Habibti if it behaves. If it doesn't behave, it's not Habibti. So far, nothing for us here. We've got step one though, all right? We've got a condition, there's a sell program. So we're looking to be a seller of this market. Doesn't mean that we can't also buy. If we buy, we understand that it's going to be a retracement setup. Yeah, I ain't doing that. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's the weekend. How are you using your weekend? How are you using your weekend? Are you going out partying, spending money you don't have? Or are you using it to build the life that you want? Because the weekend is designed to make you weak. All right, it's designed to make you weak. There's no way though I'll be getting a contract size in this thing here. Look at this range. Look at this. Yeah, 0.6. It has to give me at least one contract. Well, one contract, Larry. Yeah, definitely not giving Habibti, is it? Only Habibti when he behaves. Baby trader in the biddy. Baby trader. My #1 test tube. Yo, it's May 15th, innit? Oh, shut up! Ah! Excuse me, that was technical difficulties there. technical difficulties. All right, hold on. Oh, it has to be above. It has to be above. Below is liquidity. Nothing to do for me here, all right? Doing nothing is one of the hardest things for new traders to do, because they see the candlesticks moving and they feel like they have to be in the move. But the model ain't saying anything, all right? The analyst ain't saying it's time, so it's not time. It's Friday. TGIF. This has done nothing for us here. Oh, whoa. I need to get back. I need to focus. It's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Opening range is complete. Let's get that range on the chart here. It's 10 o'clock. We've got that dealing range. We can go ahead and get this open here. Bing, bing. Bang, bosh. Oh, wrong one. We haven't confirmed the swing yet. Oh, now it's confirmed. Yes, sir. What? Oh, it was the 1 hour. Okay. I was about to say, I didn't see that low, but it was a 1 hour. We're still doing nothing here. Sunnyside, Florida. We are still patiently waiting, okay? I need to see these two short-term highs, short-term low to get taken. Depending on the sequence in order it gets taken, okay, will let me know if it's going to be a retracement setup or a continuation setup. If we take buy side here, liquidity, and then drop and take sell side, market structure shift back below the external liquidity, that will be a continuation sell, and I'll be looking to be a seller. However, if we take liquidity here, the short-term low, and then take buy side, I'll be looking for a retracement setup, which will be going against the session program. What you gonna do, Habibti? Every time I say that, you know what comes to mind? What you gonna do with all that insider? I'm gonna get you. Now this is a range I can mess with because it'll give me something. We have relative equal lows below price, okay, so that is a high probability draw for me. What I would prefer to see right now is price take this short-term high above the external liquidity and then drop or give me that market structure shift back below dealing range sell side. All right, I'll definitely be interested in a sell targeting these relative equal lows below price. That's what I want to see. That's what I would prefer to see right now. So I'll wait to see what the market want to do though. It's Friday. All right. So we've taken a short-term high above dealing range low. Okay, now I want to see price drop. This is not below it. This doesn't come below it. Yep, I want to see price drop and take this sell side. All right, then I'll be interested. If not, nothing for me to do here. Nothing at all. And that is a-okay with me. Because I'm waiting for my analyst to give me the go ahead, be like, yeah. One contract, Larry. This allows us one contract if this will be the stop. I like that. It can't go any higher than that though. Oh, is this not for us? It cannot do it. Baby, me can't all it. Be random songs popping in my head, boy. Random. Yeah, nothing for us here. Okay, still allows me one contract here. One contract, Larry. But this is it. This is it. Any more than this, any more than that, we will be missing out on this one. We'll be not missing out, sitting on the sidelines. Because we ain't missing nothing. Alright, Money and Mindset Fridays. Money and Mindset Friday. Get your mind right for the weekend, you know, so you know what to do with your money. Because if you don't know what to do with it, alright, the people that do know what to do with it, they will get it from you. Where is this thing? Hold on. Money talks right now. We're gonna do some money talks. Now, I ain't no millionaire or billionaire, but I've done my research on what the top 1% people do. So I'll be following their playbook, alright? Because they know something that I clearly don't know, alright? They know something I clearly don't know. And success leaves clues, alright? Rich people love to talk about how they got rich. They love to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Oh, mate. Bro. That is not it. Okay, taking opening range buy side here. Let me delete that because nothing for me to do there. Let's bring this up here. We hit target 1 yet, Dai? Definitely smash that. All right. Touching the stop or leaving it alone? Oh, you miss me, because I know you up. Oh, using first presented though. But not me, not right now. What you mean to tell me you're about to leave these relative equal lows down here? Alright. Do the damn thing then. Yeah. Do the dance. Gonna move these because they ain't do nothing for me. Nothing for me to do with them. They're null and void. But we don't have a market structure shift though. I would have been interested in a continuation here because we came below external liquidity, all right? Open range buy side into an inefficiency, but it doesn't take a short-term high back above the external liquidity, so nothing for me to do. High, yep, nah, no short-term highs. Nope. Made that mistake yesterday of not waiting for swings to confirm. Or it just all happened so fast. happened so quickly. I didn't even know what was going on. Well, we ended up making the money back and some on PM session. I'm trading this drawdown account, trying to get it back out of drawdown. Right now we are 13, we have 1400 in drawdown. Coming from 1700, so we'll take it. Alright, we got this swing low here. We don't have time or anything for this swing low, so yeah, we don't have time right now. Have to wait till first hour of trading is behind us. Okay, nothing for me to do here. According to my model, right? Nothing for me to do, so feel no type of way about that. Do see you right here though. I see you, first Prezi. Boom, 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 boom. This was it using first presented fair value gap. It's a retracement setup after dealing range sell side was taken. Cool. Those, we'll have to have a separate account for those. For first presented fair value gap setups, we'll have to have a separate account for those. Right now, I'm not confident in them. We're still collecting data. We coming for that take profit too. Give it to us. Yeah, buddy. Naz is a BIPT today. As long as it hit that take profit too, we're gonna call her a BIPT today. All right, a BIPT, do your thing, girl. Do your thing. Do your thing. Another up close week, huh? Tuesday low of the week. Thursday usually retraces back inside of the range. Take profit too. Where you at? Where you at? 15 seconds did have a sell, but not one that I would engage in, really and truly. To be fair, to be fair, so wait until 10:30. Oh, that's what I was doing. Money and Mindset Fridays. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. It's so easy for me to squirrel. Oh my goodness. This is not the one. Not the two, not the three. Oh my goodness. Oh. How do I find my file? How do I open? Yep, let's go to open. I'll be opening though. Yeah, there we go. Money and mindset. Money and mindset. Oh, you, Mr. B. That's how you know you are real G. Ikaw, Mia. All right. Money and mindset. When we say money and mindset, what comes to mind? What comes to mind? What are you thinking about? For me, it's about my mindset, my thinking on money, right? I got into trading to make money, all right, like so many others who get into this profession. But I really didn't know much about money, all right? All I knew at the time is that, it was a necessity. I needed money. But other than that, I didn't really know much about money, really and truly. I was raised by a single mother, right? An African immigrant at that, right? She didn't know much about money. All that she knew too is that she needed the money. She needed money. You need money, right? We live on an economical planet, right? Everybody on this planet is affected by money. We need money to do our daily essentials, right? We need money. Is a pivotal part of our life, right? And on this planet, okay? Everything costs money, right? Money touches every part of our lives, whether it's your food, your home, your time, all right, or your freedom, right? So it's a tool at the end of the day, right? It's not the end all be all. Your ability to do well in life, all right, depends on your ability to get money, keep it, and get it to multiply. But here's the truth: most people, right, are never taught how money really works. Just like me, I was never really taught how money really works, and I can't blame my mom because she was not really taught how money works. Right? It takes one person in a generation, in a family, to change that family's history for generation. And for my family, I'm that person. It's me. I'm that person. Okay, I'm the one that's gonna do that. Okay, if you don't know what you don't know, right? But you also have to seek the information of what you don't know. Like I was saying, I came in here to make money, but I knew nothing about money, right? So I had to do a lot of research, right? Research, because there's rich people in the world, right? There's the 1% club. They exist. We know them, all right. And some of them are kind enough, right, to leave clues and tell us how they got to that point, right? So when it comes to money, there are only two things that we need to know about money, right? First, we need to know the who behind money. All right. If you know the who behind money, you would have a better understanding of these candlesticks that we're looking at, right? You'll have a better understanding of where the money game is played and who controls it, right? What do they do? How do they control it, right? So that's the first thing that you need to know about money. And the second thing is the three hows, right? How do you get it? How do you keep it? And how do you get it to multiply, all right? So those are the only two things that we need to know about money. Let's get into the who behind money. Whew. This one here is a tough one. Okay, actually, before we get into the who behind money, right? Let's talk about a bit of misconceptions that people have about money, right? Some people think that money is evil, right? We've all heard the saying, "Money is the root of all evil," but that's not how the saying goes. Is the love of money is the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil, all right? It's the love of money that's the root of evil, right? Some people think that obviously pursuing wealth, all right, or going after more money than you currently have is wrong or is greedy, but it's not, right? We're not here to live comfortably, right? If you want to live comfortably, that's fine. That's you, all right? You do you, but I'm not here to live comfortably. I want abundance, all right? Abundance in money, abundance in my spirituality, abundance in my relationships, all right? I want abundance in everything that I touch in this world. I don't want to just be comfortable, right? I hear when people said, I just want to be comfortable. Like, what's comfortable? When you're comfortable, you're subject to a black swan event happening and you're like, whoa, right? That comfortability, you're like at the bottom, right? You're not at the bottom, but you're in the middle. So if something bad happens, that takes you right to the bottom, right? I want to be at the top, right? I want to be at the top. Like we talked about earlier, when black swan events hit, the 1% club, they thrive in that environment, right? Because there's something that they're doing that allows them to thrive in that environment. Black swan events usually affect the middle class and everybody below the middle class. Sometimes upper middle class, right? It affects them a little bit, but not as much as it affects the middle class and everybody below the middle class. Another misconception about money is that money is hard to get. Money is hard to get. All right. This belief can discourage people from seeking financial success or investing in their future. Money is not hard to get at all. If you think it's hard to get, what is it going to be? It's going to be hard to get. A man thinketh, so he is. You know, I don't know how that saying goes, but that's just my own version of it. All right. Money is not that hard to get. All right. There's money everywhere. You look around you, money is everywhere. Look at the cars on the road, there's money. Look at the buildings, there's money. There's money everywhere. All right. You just have to know how to get it, keep it, and get it to multiply. Another misconception about money is that money can't buy happiness. And yes, this is true. Money cannot buy happiness. You know what it can do though? It can buy you the things, take you to the places, give you the experiences that does make you happy, all right? So with these misconceptions, you have to think about them like, is this actually true, right? What do I know to be true about money that isn't true? You have to research, right? What are your current thinkings on money right now? What do you think about money right now in your current state? And is it true? Is it true? Have you ever done the research to know that, hey, this is what I think about money, but is it actually a fact or is it just something that is a rumor that I've heard from somebody that I'm just taking on as my own, you know? Is it actually true? Right? That's the first thing that I started to do. I started to analyze, okay, I don't know much about money, but what do I really think about it, right? What are my thoughts? What's my mindset on money? And are these things true, right? Or is there somebody that has shown or proven that these things aren't true, right? Because if there's wealthy people in the world, then all our thinkings on money aren't true. If one person can do it, right, everybody can do it, all right? So there's another myth, all right, that money isn't everything. And even though it's not everything, right, it's what buys you your time, buys you your freedom. Like I said, buys you, is a tool at the end of the day, right? It's a half truth, right? While money isn't the only important thing, it is essential, right, for securing our basic needs, right? For creating opportunities, like to live on this planet. I'm afraid to say, but you have to have money, right? You can't even go and buy toilet paper without money, right? You can't step outside and breathe. Even breathing nowadays costs money. All right, it's 10:30. 10:30. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Yapping about money. I'm missing the setup. Oh, do you know? No, it's not. I'm not missing nothing. I'm gonna wait. Post 10:30. This is what I want to see taken. We're at a high. Open range buy side. Open range buy side. Take liquidity. Market structure shift back above for a continuation. Hold up. I was getting into that. Money talks. Money and mindset Fridays. Money is essentially a tool, like I said, right? It's a tool. Money can be used as a tool to enhance your life, all right? Provide for loved ones and contribute to society. If you look around you, right, those that are suffering the most are the people with little to no money, right? Now let's get into the who behind money. Whoa, now this will really get into some deep shit right here. Na 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 na. Before we get into that though, I'm paying attention here. Do I not? Oh yeah, there we go. Bear with me though, bear with me though. It's 10:30, so we'll get into the who behind money in a bit. All right, taken by side above. I want to see sell side get taken below. Sherry, me not have it. Me not have your money. Leave me alone. Cause a market structure shift back below this external liquidity. I'll be interested here. Until then, all right, nothing for me to do right now. One contract, Larry. Oh, did we hit TP2 there? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lovely, lovely. Give him that. Good on ya, mate. Solid trade. Solid retracement setup. I could squeeze 2 contracts, but I don't want to. This is what it's giving me. This is what I would take, you know. Not trying to do too much. Oh, we're looking at 18.25. We'll leave it there for now. They didn't give it to us yet though. Nothing to do yet. Nothing to do yet. I'll only be interested if we come and take a market structure shift back below the external liquidity. We'll take the W's whenever they come, however they come. It's Friday. It's Friday. We making winners out here. We making winners out here. Still nothing for me to do here, all right? If I don't take a trade today, I don't take a trade today, right? Feel no type of way about that. It is what it is. My analyst ain't saying get into something, so the trader ain't doing jack shit. Okay, my job here is to follow the analyst. My job as the trader is to follow the analyst, let the analyst lead. Let me delete this. I don't want to have too much on the chart. Until this low goes, all right, there's nothing for me to do here. Nothing at all. Back to the who behind money. Until I see something, I'll keep my eye out. I could do two things at once. So who knows the who behind money? Who knows it? Who? Sangaga, ow. Who let the dogs out? Who? Who knows? Whoa. The who behind money. One of the only two things you need to know about money. Okay, these candlesticks that are printing right now will make 100% more sense once you understand the who behind money. Alice, stop teasing, man. Tell us the who behind money. Who's behind it? Who's behind it? You keep talking about the who behind money, but you ain't said shit, girl. You ain't said jack shit. Do you even know who's behind it? Huh? Or you just chatting shit? Habibti. It's part of my vocabulary. Alright, let's get into it. The who behind money. Money is created and controlled by central banks. Every country, every nation has a central bank. Central banks are the institutions responsible for managing a nation's currency, money supply. They're also responsible for interest rates, all right? So when you hear the Fed, for the US is the Fed, all right? For, I believe, Europe is European Central Bank, and Her Majesty also has their central banks, okay? So the US Federal Reserve, all right, the European Central Bank, and the Bank of England, these are central banks, all right? So they have the authority to print physical currency, all right, and create digital money through the banking system, all right? Money, the thing that we know as money, all right, is their asset, is their commodity, all right? They set the price of money, they control it, all right? Just like if you owned a shoe store, right? Who sets the price of the shoes? You, as the owner of that commodity, right? You set the price. Okay, so let's bring it back into the markets, right? Actually no, let's talk about how they control it first, and then it will make sense when we bring it back into the markets. All right. So central banks, right, control money, right, money supply through open market, where they buy and sell government bonds. Okay. So when central banks purchase bonds, all right, they're putting money into the economy, increasing the money supply. Conversely, when they sell government bonds, all right, they're pulling money out of circulation, okay, and they're tightening the money supply. This is how they control money, okay. So let's come back into the financial markets now, okay. So they're in here, all right, buying and selling government bonds, and that's how they're controlling the money supply in the economy. So this, when I say this is where the money game is played, all right, this is exactly what I mean when I say this is where the money game is played. This is where the money is being controlled, all right, in the economy, okay. And the price that you see here, all right, it's not, it's controlled. I hate to break it to you, right? But the financial market is controlled by central banks. So these movements here that you see is not caused by buying and selling pressure of people that engage in the financial markets. It's actually being set behind the scenes by central banks. So when you see price rallying, all right, they're sending price higher. If you see price dropping, okay, it's a controlled mechanism, and that is why we're able to, it's a good thing that is controlled, right? It's a good thing that is rigged, all right. I think for the past couple of years, people been open to the mind, to open to the idea that, you know, this world is rigged, all right. And what makes you think that the biggest casino in the world isn't rigged as well, right? Come on now, come on now, come on now, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I don't want to talk too loud, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to put a target on my back. But hey, it's out there. I'm not the only one. I'm not the first to share this information. I won't be the only one to share the information. And I won't be the last. Okay? All right. So what are you getting back from that? Hold on. So we now know the who behind money, all right, how they control it. They control it in the financial markets, buying and selling government bonds, okay. Still nothing for us to do here, all right, nothing for us to do. I'm enjoying talking about money. It's Money and Mindset Friday. Get your mind right for the weekend so you know what to do with your money. You know what I'm saying? Don't go out there and blow it. All right, the weekend is designed to make you weak. It's designed to make you spend your hard-earned money that you worked the 5 days prior, right? 5 days prior, you worked hard, 40 hours, more than 40 hours for some people. You know what I mean? And then some people just blow it all on the weekend, and then they're right back to Monday. Oh, Monday. Oh, we need a 4-day week. Oh, we need to. Come on now, make it make sense. Make it make sense. If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars. Alright? If it don't make sense, it don't make dollars. And we all about the Benjamins. Oh, they keep changing this stuff, man. Alright, so additionally, more about central banks, alright? Central banks influence the economy by setting interest rates. So when we have FOMC, all right, the Fed share when they change interest rates, that's the central banks doing that, right? Which affects borrowing and cost of and spending behaviors. So if they increase interest rates, oh, you know what? This is something that I need to do more research on interest rates. I always get confused. If they increase interest rates, does that mean borrowing is more expensive or less expensive? You know, my sometimes small-minded brain can't figure it out sometimes. Okay, so let's put a note, interest rates. All right, I'm waiting for market structure shift here. I'll be interested in a sell. is retracement sell based on opening range buy side. All right. Nothing yet, nothing yet, nothing yet. Taking my finger off the trigger. Taking my finger off the trigger. So we're looking at 2 here. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So a little unknown secret, right? A little unknown secret that's not widely available or widely known because it's an unknown secret. Hold on. Let's get ready to pull the trigger here before we talk about the unknown secret that I'm about to blur out. Right there, right there, right there. Right there, right there, right there. Thank you very much. Stop, we're looking at 362. 362, 362. Oh, you didn't give it to me on that. Let's come on here. 362. 362 right there. Exit, I think it's got to, yep, 302. Good, we can go ahead and delete this. This is what would invalidate our trade, okay? Price trading to and through this short-term high, and it will be confirming a continuation buy for us, okay? So we'll be interested to get back into a buy if, right, we're taking out here. One contract, Larry. Nothing I can do right now, especially because it's just the one contract, okay? I can't really reduce risk, so I just have to wait till the fat lady sings or don't sing. All right, so the little unknown secret, all right, little unknown secret, which I know now, which, you know, is part of the plan for my wealth creation, all right, is that central banks, right, they own hedge funds. All right, now if you don't know what a hedge fund is, all right, this is what we're building behind the scenes. All right, I want to build $1 billion hedge fund. A hedge fund is basically a pool of money. All right, people pool money together. This has been done for centuries, since life was life, right? People pool money together. All right, general partners like me, traders, all right, people that are knowledgeable, all right, specifically in a hedge fund, is dealing with public securities, is dealing with the financial markets, okay? So that's what is the people that play in the financial markets. They use that pool of money, they invest it, they trade it in the financial markets, and when that pool of money, when the investments make money, okay, they split it between investors and general partners, the people that are in control of the money, okay? So that's what a hedge fund is in a nutshell. Central banks, right? They own hedge funds, right? All right. Which they use to manage financial risk and stabilize markets. Let that sink in though. We're going to take a pause on that. They own hedge funds. And they're in here buying and selling government bonds, right, to control the money supply in the economy. Let that sink in. Just let that sink in. And they control. Money is their asset, is their commodity. They control it. They set the price of it. If that's not sinking in, let's take a pause here. Let's take a pause. Let's take a pause. These are the titans of the world, right? They're the titans of this world. They are the titans of this world. And what they're doing it through hedge funds. I'm just going to let that sink in for a little bit. Let that sink in. Let it sink in. Because it didn't quite hit me until it hit me. It didn't quite hit me until it hit me. Right? Once you understand the who behind money, how they're controlling the money, it's just, you just can't unsee it. You can't take it back. It really just opens you up. It opens it. Well, for me anyway, I can only talk from personal experience. It opened my eyes to a whole lot of things. I wasn't even, I was thinking small when I came into this industry. I was thinking like a freaking little ant. And then as I started to learn and grow and study and research more about the financial markets, more about money, it just, I don't know how to explain it. It just has to hit you. It hit me like a ton of bricks. It hit me like a ton of. So who knew this? Who knew this? Who knew this before I said this today? Who knew that? Did you know the who behind money? Because I didn't. My mommy didn't tell me that. My single mother, who migrated from Ghana to England, she didn't tell me that. She didn't even know. She still don't know to this day. That lady is all about her money, all right? But she don't really know much about money. All she knows is that she needs money, right? To do the things that she wants to do, to take care of her children, she needed money, right? That's all she knows, and that's all I knew. Until I started doing a bit of digging. And then, whoo! Crazy stuff. Anyway, that's the who behind money. All right, we'll dig more into that as we continue to do these Mondays and Fridays. Okay, money and mindset. Mondays and Fridays. Get your money right. All right, for the weekend, and for Monday, start your week right with money on your mind. All right, with your money on your mind as you go into the work week. Nothing I can do about this trade right now until it takes me out, because we won the contract, Larry. Won the contract, Larry. If it takes us out, right, it will need to come to this short-term high here to take us out, and that would be confirming a continuation setup. Let's see if it will even offer us a contract, because it's quite a big range. And okay. It will give us one contract. It will give us one contract. I would be interested. If it gives it to me, we do have this short-term high, but this is the one that I'm interested in because that's the one that I'm framing my risk on. All right. So now that we know the who behind money, the next thing you need to know about money is the three hows. How do you get it? How do you keep it? And how do you get it to multiply? All right, because you can't make money. It's illegal to make money. All right, only central banks can make money. For us, we can only get it. We can only attain it. All right, but now we're going to talk about how you get it, keep it, and get it to multiply. Which brings us to the wealth creation formula. Wealth creation formula. Like I've been saying, there's wealthy people in this world. Okay, that means there is a formula to get to the 1% club. All right, and success leaves clues. Wealthy people, some of them anyway, love, because once they get wealthy, they go behind the scenes. But some of them, all right, are kind enough, all right, to tell us ordinary folks how they got to where they're at, how they built their wealth, what they did. All right, so back in school, one of my favorite subjects was math, right? And the reason for it is because I like complicated math. I don't like mental math. Is hard for me. Like when you do the 2 plus 2, 10 times 10. Okay, those are easy math. I can do those. But like, you know what I mean? Mental math, like quick math. I can't do that. My brain is wired for complicated math. And the reason for that is because, and the reason why math was also my favorite subject was because all the hard equations, right, had formulas, right? Meaning if you knew the formula, right, you had the right data to input inside of the formula, because that's also important, all right? If you input the wrong data into the formula, you're not going to get the right answer. So if you knew the formula, you input the right data into that formula, all right? It didn't matter the question, the numbers that came with the question. If you did those two things right, you will always end up getting the right answer, all right? If you followed the formula and you inputted the correct data into that formula, all right, you would always get the right answer. And that's in wealth creation, all right? There's an equation, all right, and there's a formula. We're gonna get into that formula right now. We're gonna get into that formula right now. We're gonna get into that formula. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Today we diving deep into money and mindset, baby. Money and mindset. This is the first most pivotal pillar that you must master, all right, in this industry before you even take a trade. You need to know these things before you even step into the market, right? Before you even know what a candlestick is, you need to have this, at least an idea of this, okay? So there are two key vehicles to building wealth, right? Two key vehicles to building wealth. First is earned income, right? This is income from a job, right? Or from a business, right? Is earned income. You're actively working, all right, to earn that income, right? This can be sources can be salaries, wages, freelance work, and other active income stream. All right, this is the foundation, right, for initial wealth creation. Determines the resources that you have to invest, all right, and build further. So you need earned income. Nobody starts wealth without earned income, right? You need income coming in, okay. And the second vehicle to build wealth is passive income. Now, this is the goal here, all right? This is what you want more of than earned income, right? This is money earned with minimal active involvement, all right? Now, there's only a few ways to get passive income, and that is from investments, all right, in real estate, all right, rental properties, and also in limited partnerships, okay? So if like limited partnerships, what that means is how can I put this? Like a hedge fund, basically, because that's the essential thing that we got going on here. So we'll maintain with the hedge fund. Let's say you know somebody that's good at this, all right, the financial marks, and you want to invest money with them, right? So you put money into a pool of money, a fund, right? A pool of money, and then you're not actively, obviously, trading. The people that are in charge of the money, they trade the money, and then obviously when that investments make money, that money is distributed to investors. You're an investor, all right? So you're not actively doing anything to get this money. This is passive income, all right? So it's just you're getting a monthly distribution just by investing your money, okay? And this type of money is taxed less than earned income. Earned income is taxed at like 40% rate, while passive income is at half of that rate, okay? So this is really how you get that wealth wheel started, all right, through passive income. So the goal here is to earn money in the markets. Right now I'm earning money as I'm trading. I'm earning money. I'm actively in here trading, right? I'm earning. This is earned income, so it's taxed heavily, right? But obviously because of what I'm doing, there's also some tax savings, and futures also have its own tax brackets and stuff. But anyway, that's not the point here. The point here is if you have a 9 to 5, all right, you're taxed at 40%, all right. In some states at 50%, okay. I think New York is one of them states. Woo! They're raping you guys up there, boy. They're raping you guys up there. But anyway, so the goal here is to earn income, all right. Okay, now we're getting into the equation. Let me get into the equation. So two vehicles needed to build wealth, all right. First is earned income. You need this, all right. You need to go out and earn income, okay. And then passive income, when you have surplus, all right, after taking out taxes and expenses, whatever's left over, you invest that money, all right, to build passive income. That's really the wheel that you want to be doing. This is the ultimate goal, right? Passive income provides financial freedom by generating income without directly daily effort. This is that I'm sleeping and I'm making money in my sleep type of money. Okay, and that's what we all want to get to, all right? So the road to wealth creation, all right? The first step in building wealth is to create a source of income. That's earned income, right? This could be through employment, a business ventures, by any means that you can generate earned income, all right? Why this matters is because without income there is no capital to invest or build upon. If you ain't got money, how you gonna invest? If you don't have money, you can't invest, right? So you have to start with earned income, and you don't want to be a broke day trader or trader as well. Okay, I think that's a mistake that I made. All right, something that if I could go back and change, I would change it. Right, I would get a 9 to 5 while I was studying to become a trader. That's a mistake I made. Don't make that mistake. Okay, now let's get into the wealth equation. Wealth equation. This trade, nothing for us to do here. Right, nothing for us to do. We're in there. Let it do its thing. Let's do its thing. I'm enjoying going back over this material because it's been a while since I went back over this material, and I'm gonna continue to go over it, so it's embedded in my head as well, because sometimes you forget these things, right? Like you get so caught up in the weeds of just trying to make it, just trying to make ends meet, and just trying to build a better future for yourself, that you actually forget, like, the information and actually why you're doing it. So sometimes it's good to just go over the information, what you need to do, how you need to do it, and where you're going. Okay, so when it comes to the wealth equation, right, is we have time, right? Our most valuable commodity. Time is our most valuable commodity as humans on this planet. It's time, times work. Okay, you use that time, you go to work, you earn income. This will give you your gross income. All right, this is earned income. Okay, this is the gross income is the total earnings before any deduction, so before expenses, before taxes and all of that. Okay, this is the money that you have to work with initially. Okay, so your total earnings is based on the amount of time you've invested, all right, and the effort you put in, and what your job or that position that you play, what they value you for, right? What your salary is, right? What they think your time is worth to them. All right, so then from your gross income, all right, we have taxes deducted from that. This is your highest expense, right? Taxes deducted from that. And then your expenses, like your living costs, your rent, your mortgage, all of that, food, all of that expenses, right, is taken out. Okay, once you take taxes and your expenses out, you're left with net income. This is what is left after deductions. Okay, net income. Yeah, this is the amount left after taxes and expenses, which is available for investments. Okay, so your net income is what you have to build wealth with. All right, so initially, right, this is the sequence in which you want to start investing, right? You don't straight away start with you have $500 of your net income left, so let me go put it into a limited partnership. That's not how it works. First, you must invest in yourself. All right, invest in you. Get your mind right, get your skill set, invest in yourself. All right, everything that you need to do to increase your earned income, this is where you invest the money first. All right, so first invest in yourself, gain a skill set. All right, educate yourself. All right, then, all right, you want to invest in your business. Don't matter what the business is, right? Once you invest in yourself and you get a skill set, all right, that you've been making money, you can then invest into you as the business, right? Invest in your business until your business is making surplus money, right? Money on top of money on top of money. All right, then you want to invest in income producing assets. Okay, so that's the sequence in which you want to be investing. All right, so this is what the net income comes in. First, you invest it in yourself, invest in your business, and then you invest in income producing assets. I'm loving this. I'm enjoying this. I don't know about you guys, but I'm enjoying this. I'm going back over this material. I'm like, whoa, yeah, this is the plan. This is what we're doing. you know. This is what we're doing, okay? So this is how it diverts, right? So everybody starts with earned income, and then obviously we have a gross income, and then we have a net income. We deduct our taxes and expenses, and we have a net income. Now this is where the journey to wealth, all right, diverts. This is where it diverts. This is where the 99 goes this way, and the 1% go this way, right? So let's first talk about the 99% that go this way. This is where they divert. And this is where majority of us are, okay? Not by choice, some people, and some people, they don't know what they don't know, so they go this way because this is what they see, right? But the 1%, this direction, this is the goal here. This is the goal. This is where you want to go, right? You don't want to be part of the 99%. You want to be part of the 1%. So this is how the 99% spend their net income, all right? Their gross income minus taxes and expenses, net income. This is how they spend it, all right? The majority of the 99%, right, use their net income primarily for lifestyle and entertainment. This is what the weekend is for, right? It's the weekend, we outside, we popping bottles, yo, we going to the club, we outside. All right, that's the 99%. They spend their net income on lifestyle and entertainment, right? They don't, some know, some don't, but hey, this is what they do with their income, right? The consequence of this is that this often leads to additional expenses, and the need to continuously trade time for money. This is where the rat race comes in, right? When we talk about a rat race, right, you're in a rat wheel, right? They go around and around and around. You work 40 hours a week. The weekend, you blow that money, you spend it on lifestyle entertainment. Then you're having to come back, work, blow it. So you're working to fund your lifestyle and your entertainment, right? Without investments, they remain in a cycle of working to maintain their lifestyle. Exactly what I just talked about. Without substantial growth in wealth, all right? So they're investing their net. Everybody invests, right? It's just about what you're investing in. We're all investing at the end of the day. It just depends on, it's just what we're investing in is different, right? For the 99%, they're investing in their lifestyle and entertainment, all right? Now let's get into the 1%. The 1% club. This is how we go from the 10% to the 1% club. In order to join the 1%, you need to know what they do with their money, how they behave, how they move, and you need to move just like them, okay? Oh, bread and butter. We got bread and butter. Oh, I haven't been paying. Oh, this is the only setup really and truly. So just the one for today for bread and butter so far. Whoa, it's 11:09 already. I'm having too much fun here. I didn't even know what time it was. We're about to get out of here soon. What? Oh, and it's a macro. Oh, you know what? I've been yapping so much. But I was in the zone, you know. I was in the flow state. Talking about money. And then we took liquidity below it. Where we at is buy side. Market structure shift back above it. Okay, yeah, we're potentially, well, there's a high probability that we're offside here. Where high probability this candle takes this high as well, so this needs to be the high I'll be interested in right here. High probability, we got a continuation buy set up here. Okay, so there's a high probability that we're offside here, so we're watching this, all right, going into lunch session. But let's finish what the 1% do, right? How they approach their investments with their net income, okay? Okay, so they allocate their net income towards investments, okay? Like I said, this is the sequence. First, they invest in themselves, all right? Personal development, education, and they enhance their skills, all right? Then they invest in their businesses, expanding or creating new business ventures that generate more income, okay? And thirdly, they invest in assets, acquiring income producing assets like real estate, stocks and bonds, which I'm not really a big fan of stocks and bonds, okay? For me, it's real estate or limited partnership, okay? So investing in real estate or limited partnerships. This creates passive income, right? When you invest in assets, income producing assets, okay? Investments lead to passive income streams that generate money with minimal activity All right, so they're not even having to do anything to, because they've done the hard work, right? In the 3 steps, they've done the hard work. They got their earned income. They invested it in themselves. They invested in their business, and now they got surplus money to invest in income producing assets that's providing them with passive income. Okay, this is how you achieve freedom. All right. Passive income buys you time, all right, leading to financial freedom and the ultimate goal of wealth creation. Okay, so this is how you create wealth. You have to get earned income, all right, use that earned income. First, invest in yourself, invest in your business, invest in income producing assets that will build you passive income, right, where you're making money without having to lift a finger. Okay, that is what the 1% does, and that is what we are aiming to do, right? So if it's something that you haven't been thinking of, all right, it's just ciao. You're missing all this knowledge, but you already heard this knowledge anyway. If there's something, if this is something that obviously you haven't been thinking of, start thinking about it. Like, what are you doing with your net income? First of all, do you even know how much you have left over after expenses? Some people don't even know like how much their expenses is for the month, how much they have left over. Okay, they don't pay attention or even know these things. All right, so we're gonna go over. You know what, let's end it here. Let's end it here because our session is over. I don't want to OD it. Next we had steps to create wealth, but we'll talk about that on Monday. Okay, we'll carry on from Monday because it's Mondays and Fridays. We get your mind right. We get your money right. Okay, we get your money and mindset right. So you go into the weekend knowing what you need to do with your money, all right? And you're not becoming the 99% and spending your net income, investing it in lifestyle and entertainment, okay? The goal here is to use that net income to make investments, okay? And then when those investments make money, okay, it builds you passive income, which ultimately leads to freedom and wealth creation, okay? That's the path here. I'm taking my goal right here is to earn income in the markets, all right? Withdraw as much money as I can because this is the pool of money. This is where money is played. The money game is played. This is where money is controlled. So I'm in here. It's like an ocean of money, right? That's what the financial markets is. Trillions, trillions, trillions of dollars in this market, right? And my goal is to take some out of it, right? First, invest it in myself, all right, to get the knowledge that I need to go to the next level, all right. Then invest it into my business. Right now, for me, it's a hedge fund. I want to start. Well, not start. I am building $1 billion hedge fund, all right. Okay, so I need to invest in me, get that information that I need to obviously be a successful fund manager, right? Then invest into the hedge fund, build that up, okay, and then I can invest in passive income, right? Invest in limited partnership and real estate, okay, to build passive income. That's my goal here, all right? So that's my steps, but that's where my mindset is at, okay? When the weekend comes, that's where my mind is at, all right? How am I spending my net income? Am I investing it in lifestyle and entertainment that's short-lived? Then I have to go back to work and do the same thing, and you're stuck in the loop, and you just like it's insanity. It's insanity, man. It's crazy, but you don't know what you don't know, okay? And you have to be a student of life, okay? You have to be a student. You have to seek the information of what you don't know. Even what you do know, you have to sometimes question if it's true. Is it actually a fact? Just because you think you know something, is it a fact though? Sometimes it ain't. Anyway, we'll carry on Monday. We'll pick up from where we left off with steps to create wealth, okay? And then it's going to be a repetition of just keep going through this information because you have to hear it over and over and over again for certain information to sink in. And I heard this one time is you hear the information that you need to hear during the season or when you need to hear it, right? Because everything that I know I've heard over and over and over again, and every time, depending on where I am in life, I hear something different, right? That leads me to a different path, and I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't understand this initially when I heard it, but as you continue to hear the same information over and over again, okay, you start to pick things up. It starts to like be stuck in your membrane. You're like, oh yeah, this is not a smart decision, and now that I know this, I need to go this way. You know what I mean? But this is just the start, okay? Money and mindset. Mondays and Fridays get you right for the weekend. Get your money right, okay? Get your mindset right on money for the weekend. And we start the week right, all right, with money on your mind, okay? Money, I got my money on my mind. I got my money on my mind. If you learned something today, let me know. Let me know however way you can that you learned something today about money, especially the who behind money. Okay, that's when I understood that. Whoo-wee, that was a game changer. That was a game changer. That was a game changer for me. I'm watching this continuation buy here. Okay. Probability of my trade reduced when this trade confirmed here. Okay, but it's not over till the fat lady sings, and the fat lady ain't singing. -1 is up there. Bread and butter is right here for this continuation buy. Definitely offside. I can see it. I can see it because this trade here, once we took this sell side here, it should have continued lower. But nothing for me to do, right? My procedures and protocols says that one contract, there's no way I can reduce risk. I'm not at a point where I can close the trade prematurely. I've done it before, and the trades ended up going in my direction. So I have had too many scar tissues doing that to understand that, hey, just let the trade do its thing. If I had 2 contracts, right, I would take one off right now, but I'm only in it. I'm 1 contract, Larry. Anywho, let's delete some of this stuff. We've got a lot going on this chart right here. But I had fun today. It's Friday. I hope you go into the weekend with your money on your mind. Okay, don't be outside popping bottles with money you don't have. Okay, use your net income. All right, get your expenses together. How much money is coming out every month, right? How much money do you need to sustain your life every month? All right, and get how much taxes is coming out your money. Some people don't even know how much taxes comes out of their money. They don't know. They just know that money gets taken out every time they get paid, but they don't know how much is getting taken out. Okay, what's your expenses, right? And how much money do you have left over once you've taken out your taxes and you've taken out your expenses? How much money is left over? That is your net income. That is your wealth builder right there. If you don't have that, if you're not keeping track of that, okay, you're not on the path to build wealth. It's as simple as that. If you're not keeping track of that, you're not on the path to build wealth. Okay, so use this weekend, get on the path to build wealth, get that done, and we'll be back Monday, all right, to continue Money and Mindset Mondays. But anyway, anywho, our session here is done, all right. It's Friday. We only do 1 session. Let's see it through to 11:30. I'm gonna do a trade performance review, okay, because I won't be taking any more trades. We're approaching bread and butter setup on this continuation setup. Another macro setup, This is pushing me. It's pushing me to macros. All right, it's pushing me to macros. It's been pushing me for a while. I've been thinking about it for a while, but the 30s also can sometimes start the move. But yeah, I think macros are the one. You can't go against macros. We're heading to bread and butter. That'll give us 2 setups for bread and butter today. From here, all right, I already understood I'm offside, but there's nothing for me to do. I'm not going to take this trade. It's too high in the range for me. Down here would have been much, much better. We go an early entry on the supporting time frame here. See how much we're losing here. Close to stops will be like 150 or something. I can eat that. I can eat those losses each and every day. Don't mind that. Bread and butter. We haven't got bread and butter yet. Bread and butter puts food on the table, all right? This week alone, we've seen 1, 2, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is why I was talking about mental maths. I ain't good at it. I have to count on my hand. Bread and butter, second one for today. We had 4 on Monday, 4 on Tuesday, 3 on Wednesday, 3 yesterday, and 2 today. So what's that? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 bread and butter sales. We're looking at over 2K for the week already. We're about to get smashed out of here. Thank you very much. We'll take it. We'll take it. This was the setup here. Macro setup. All right. Getting taken out. Losses are the only two things promised to us in this industry, right? Every trader will experience a losing trade. Every trader will experience a series of losing trades, okay? All right. That's the only, losses are the only thing promised to us. 158. I can eat that. I can eat that. I can eat that. I can swallow that bitch up whole. All right, let's see if we get -1 on here. This was the setup. Let's delete this. Oh, yep, that's fine. That can be deleted too. That can be deleted too. Yeah, bread and butter puts food on the table. But that's gonna have to be attached to every trade that I take as a copy trade account. Because it will be managed differently. Okay, I'll be taking them all off at 0.5, -0.5. But let's wrap up. Let's wrap up. Let's wrap up. Let's wrap up. Let's do a trade performance review and wrap up here. Okay. What I did well today, okay, is that I showed up. All right, I got 1% better. Gained experience, learned lessons that I'll take into my next trading day, next trading session. Okay, showed up today, followed my model, my procedures and protocols, and didn't deviate from it. Okay, so I'm good. I showed up today and I did my job, all right? The outcome is out of my hands, right? There's nothing I can do about the outcome. Once I enter the market, the trade is in the market, the model, and the trade management's hand. My job is done, right? I showed up today and I've done my job. Also, another thing I did well is that reinforce the information right back into my head, because it's been a minute since I went over money and mindset information, since I went over my material together all in all. So I'm happy that I'm going to be doing these segments, okay, to keep the material in the first forefront of my mind, okay, and pay attention to them and realize, hey, even though you're in the weeds, right, this is the plan, this is where we're going, okay, don't lose sight of that, okay? So I'm excited to continue to go over the material while we're here, okay, and impart some wisdom if I can, right? If you didn't get anything out of today, that's okay, that's fine. I'm sure somebody will get something out of it. And I'm here just for that one person that will get something out of it, right? I'm getting something out of it, so I am that one person. So fuck it, we both. What I fell short today would be wake up time and not getting my morning routine in. Chart wise, I showed up today and I did my job, right? I don't think I fell short in the charts. Maybe not paying too close attention, okay, because obviously we were talking about money, and money talks is just exciting talks. That's all I want to talk about. Let's talk about money. If you ain't around me, if you ain't talking about money, if you ain't talking about how we're getting more money, how we're building passive income, all right, how we are creating generational wealth in this world, I don't really want to be around you, because there's not much I'm interested in, okay? There's not much I'm interested in. So if you ain't talking about shit that I want to talk about, I don't really care. I don't want to be around you. All right. I just want to surround myself with people that are on the same path, on the same journey, with the same mindset, going to the same places that I'm going. Okay. If not, you're just holding me back. You're holding me back. And I don't need nobody holding me back. All right. This journey is hard on its own. Okay. I don't need to be held back. I need to be pushed up. All right. Anyway, how I can improve for next day, it came to smash me out and then go in my direction. That's how it be in it. Anyway, here's what it is. How can improve for next day, next trading session is keep showing up, right? Keep seeking excellence in everything that I do. Don't let short-term adversity, series of losses deter me, distract me from what I got going on. Keep analyzing the data. I can't wait to go back this week and just back test, go over this week and just go over the trades that I took and the trades that I missed, okay, and how we can improve and refine our processes, our procedures and protocols, okay, because that's all it's all about. Keep taking small steps in the right direction, all right, and eventually we'll get to our destination, right? It's not about getting there tomorrow. It's about taking small steps, 1% better each and every day, right? We're not trying to be 50% better. We're not trying to be 20% better. We're not trying to be 100% better. We're trying to be 1% better each and every day, okay? And that 1% will compound, right, over time. Okay, so another solid week for us here at the Trader Capital. This week has just been incredible, man. It's been great. Coming off last week and the week before last week, it's just been insane, man. The growth level, this just the knowledge in terms of the charts and what I'm looking for, my model, my procedures. It's just been just refinement under refinement, and I'm seeing consistency. I'm seeing profitability. Yes, we're taking losses. All right, we're gonna take losses. If you're in here, you're guaranteed a freaking loss. I can guarantee you a loss. That's the only thing guaranteed here. So only two promises. Okay, all right. Your job here is to manage the losses, manage the risk. All right, control risk. Capital preservation is our number one job here. Okay, let's see what our schedule is looking like for next week. Let's see what our schedule is looking like for next week. This week is May 16th, so next week. All right, we got action-packed week. All right, FOMC meetings, medium impact news. Not a lot of high impact news next week, but still we got medium impact news. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so far optimal days to take a trade. Monday, nothing yet, but we will see what Econoday has for us on Monday for next week. Okay, so yeah, this is our tentative schedule for next week. And Monday, we'll see on Monday if we have any news or not. But other than that, an incredible week. I know I say this every week, but it's like every week my 1% is just compounding, and I'm just growing in myself, right? As an analyst, as a trader. Just great, man. It's just, there's no complaints for me. I'm not worried about the future. Okay, I have no qualms, no worries about the future. I feel light. I feel light, you know, like, not that I'm not worried about anything, but like in terms of potential and making it in here, I'm not worried, right? Because I've shown myself, right, disciplined myself enough. I've collected the data to see that, hey, this processes and model and precision and protocols that I have here, it's gonna take me to where I need to go, right? And that's that passive income. So don't forget that. Always eyes on the target, eyes on the goal at all times. But anyway, trade breakdown. Let's do a trade breakdown. Okay. We'll do our trade, and then we'll do, well, really and truly, these two are the only two trades that I would have partook in. The one that I took, right? Nothing wrong with it. It met my criteria. Okay. We're above external liquidity. We take a short-term high above external liquidity. We drop market structure shift back below it, right? Giving me a retracement sell setup. Nothing wrong with that. I'll take those each and every time. All right. Specifically, it's just, I'm debating between the 30s, or if I just want to be a strictly macro trader. If I want to be a strictly macro trader, but I don't want to restrict myself too much, but my main focus, all right, would be macro trades. Okay. If it's going to be outside of the macro, it needs to be crisp. It needs to be pristine. And I need to see some inefficiencies in the displacement leg that takes the market structure. Okay, so like I said, that's what I'll be focusing in on my back testing session, paying attention to those post 30 setups. Okay, and the ones that pan out, what is similar about them, and the ones that don't pan out, what is similar, so I can extract what I need to extract from that information and adjust my procedures and protocols as I see fit. Then we had this, all right, continuation buy setup. Okay, external liquidity. So still using opening range buy side here, opening range buy side. We take sell side below it, okay, and then swing displacement, market structure shift above it right here. This was a beautiful setup here, macro setup as well. Sexy stuff, giving us bread and butter so far. Let's see. I'm watching this going into lunch session, see what else it offers us here. But yeah, I'm leaning towards being a specializing in the macros, and maybe having a separate account that trades, you know, outside of the macros, and see how that goes. But for now, like I said, I'm gonna go back and look at the post 30 setups and extract everything that I need to extract for all the setups that panned out and all the setups that didn't pan out. What do they have in common, right? What can I take from each trade? Yeah, so these two are the only trades that I would have engaged in going into today. Hold on. Yeah, that's a re-entry right there outside though. Not my time. But I see you. All right. Yeah. See you guys next week. Incredible week. Let's wrap up. 'Cause, 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 Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with there was a time that I would finish a trading session and still feel lost. Even on days I made money, I didn't really know why it worked. And on losing days, I had no system to fall back on. That's the difference between guessing and having a real edge. And here's the truth. Most traders only focus on entries, but consistency comes from the system behind the entry. So if you've been watching and thinking this makes sense, but I don't have the full system yet, that's exactly why I created the 10% to 1% club. That's where we go deeper into all three pillars: the full model, the risk management system, the money and mindset principles needed to join the 1% club, and the exact process to follow daily. If you're serious about becoming consistent, that is your next step. I used to think the goal was to win more trades, but the real goal is to become the type of trader who can perform no matter the outcome. Because once you have that, the results will follow. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next AM session, kicking off at 9:15 a.m. Kickoff once again at 9:15 a.m. To be on time is to be late, okay? So make sure you show up early. As always, I'm the trader here, signing out. Good luck, good trading, happy bloody hunting. Remember, you only fail when you quit.